Hey y'all, what's up? It's Thompson. Yeah, I'm not pointing the camera at my face today. I'm just not feeling it right now. Just gonna be chilling in the car. Yeah, I'm gonna be eating my popcorn and just chill. And then I'm gonna go bike it later on after that. I always have my recyclables in the car, but y'all know what I'm gonna do because, I don't care, but I'm gonna chill, do what I gotta do. Anyway, socializing takes time. This is a part 2. I haven't mentioned this topic in about 3 years. So it's been a while. Earlier today, I talked to 2 elder ladies, 2 senior ladies. Same skin color as me. I was at Chipotle eating my lunch. I just got my lunch and I was just starting to eat, watching my YouTube videos. And then the music was playing in the background as I was eating my lunch, and I started listening to the music that I liked, that they played, and I started Shazamming it. And then the elder lady, 2 elder ladies talked to me about the music I was Shazamming about, because I wanted to take that song and listen to it too. I wanted to keep that as one of my music playlists or something I want to listen to later. So yeah, we talked to each other about like 30 or 40 minutes because I had to put on the timer for how much time I have left before I go to work. And we talked the whole time for the past 40 minutes, but I had to watch out for the timer, and it was about to go off, and I didn't want to be late for work. Told them that I was an artist. They even have kids. Well, only one of them had a kid. I know the name, but I'm just not going to call it out right now or at all. This one lady, she has kids and she is 70 years old. She has like a few kids. One's a son. He has a job. I forgot what kind of job he has, so I couldn't remember as much when we talked. The other sings, I believe. That's the daughter. The daughter that sings. She's touring around, traveling around in North Carolina, traveling around in Texas. Yeah, I'm trying to remember as much from the conversation show. I'm trying to bring up and remember as much as I can. But that's what's happened from that. And I told him that I was an artist too. So yeah, we stayed in touch. So like we exchanged each other's numbers. So yeah, I'll just deal with that later. If we don't talk, then we tried. So yeah, it was a good interaction, a good genuine interaction. I loved it so far. It just came out of nowhere, I believe, and then because she wanted that song too that I was Shazamming about. So I gave her the song that I screenshot on my phone, and she could take a picture of it so that she could get the song for later. So we both loved the song. And that's how it is for me. Whenever I hear a song at a restaurant that's never been played before, that I never listened to before, I would go Shazam it. Because something about that song that has a vibe, something about that I love, the rhythm and everything, the pop music or whatever that gets the feeling. So if I like it, I'm going to figure out what the name of the song is. And I'm going to listen to it on YouTube or anywhere else later. I love music. And I love art. Anyway, that's what happened earlier today before I went to work. And just when I got back in North Carolina last week, before I went to hang on. I was starting my vacation on the Sunday on August 10th, where I was already on the flight to North Carolina, Raleigh. I was one more flight to land in Raleigh, North Carolina. I met a woman on a plane. And she's religious. She is Christian. She talked to me out of nowhere about God. Talked to me about it. I had my hoodie on. But she talked to me out of nowhere about God, and so I took off my hoodie, and so I could, listen to her and talk and stuff. I don't want to be rude when I'm socializing. And I was about to take a nap, but instead, we talked to each other the whole flight. And it was like an hour, so it wasn't even too long or something. It wasn't too long. But we talked the whole flight. When she talked to me about God, I told her the truth that I'm not religious. She's an introvert as well. This was unexpected. An unexpected interaction on the plane. We opened up to each other. She loves music. She loves ASMR on YouTube, just like I do. We both cook. Even though I just got back to cooking 3 months ago. She loves watching YouTube videos instead of TV shows and movies all the time, especially if we have a TV at home. We still prefer YouTube, so that's what I like too. What else? We both know how rough this year was. I told her about my story about how my year was. I opened up about my story about how I felt being burdened throughout my whole entire life. So yeah, I'm glad she wasn't judging me that I wasn't religious. I'm glad, because if it was the whole other way around, trust me, we would have argued so bad on the plane. The last thing I want is to argue over religion and Christianity on a plane when I just started my vacation. It didn't happen, but that could have happened the other way around if she was judging me. And I would have to move to another spot. But I don't think it would be possible since we just, flew off the ground to our destination. So that's what happened. So yeah, we had a good, genuine conversation the whole flight. And then we got off the flight. And then we just continued to talk to each other again, waiting for each other's lifts and Uber drivers to go home. And for me to get to my hotel so I could have a place to stay. We talked to each other while we were waiting for our Uber and Lyft. After that whole conversation, I asked her out. I asked her, what's your favorite place in Raleigh, North Carolina? I was wondering if you'd like to hang out. Because I told her that I was going to be there for like 5 days. I let her know I was going to be there for 5 days. So I asked her out, but, the answer is she couldn't. She can't because she has school and work. I gave her my website. I could have gave her my number. I'm not sure if I made a mistake there. So that she could stay in touch whenever she's ready. And reach out whenever she's ready. But, she hasn't reached out for a week. So part of me knew it wasn't going to happen anyway. At least I tried. Now, I wrote that on my journal too. So I felt welcomed when I was just landing in North Carolina. I felt welcomed. That was like the best part of the trip. It was unexpected and also my mom wanted to be with me to go to North Carolina, but she couldn't because she had work. And if she was here, man, she would have loved this conversation already because my mom's religious. I'm not. But I met a girl who doesn't judge me for not being religious. And she's a black woman. And I never thought a black woman would even talk to me on the plane, especially if she's Christian. I thought she was going to judge me. Look, I'm not the type of person to keep my hopes up. But I do wish we could stay in touch more. But that wouldn't really happen if... that wouldn't really happen because, we don't really know each other like that. And I was just there for like a few days until I go back to my hometown. So it's not like it was going to happen. It wasn't even a match. And I'm just like, damn it. So yeah, it was a good try. I never thought I would talk to a girl on the plane who's religious and who just moved to North Carolina from Alabama. And we had a good conversation on the plane. I never thought that would happen this year. And I never thought I could meet a girl from New Zealand 2 years ago. And we just unexpectedly had a dinner together at a hostel we stayed at. That was the beginning of 2023. I was there for an art show in Washington, D.C. That could have been a date. And the woman I met on the plane, that could have been a date too. But nope. She hasn't reached out to me in a week. So nope. And for guys, if you had a good conversation and you try to stay, and hang on. For you guys, if you had a good conversation with a girl and exchanged numbers, but one of y'all hasn't reached out, chances are that's a no. Especially if you asked her out or asked him out. If it hasn't happened, then that's a no. If you have to wait for a week, nope. Drop it. If you have to wait to be reached out for like a month, nope. Drop it. And if you have to wait for a year, that's a hell no. Drop that. Screw that. Just scratch that off the list. Whatever you're planning anyway. Or if you're trying to get back to the dating world. But you know what? It was a good try. At least I asked her out. I kind of shoot my shot. So yeah, it takes time. And what I don't understand is how in a country like America where socialism is kind of based on nepotism, success, and ego building or something. I mean, they say no one's entitled to make friends, no one's entitled for relationships and all that stuff. But then they start talking crap about how people don't socialize, how people don't make friends, and how people don't build relationships. It's not possible unless you just have a genuine conversation, like people on the plane or like to the events you go to about your hobbies and stuff. It's not that possible. You can't just really, try to make a friend out of nowhere if you don't have any hobbies or just start out of a good conversation. I mean, you can go give it a try, but it's not easy. You can't just like freaking exchange numbers after talking to each other for like a minute. Code approaching and stuff. Look, I'm usually not always confident, but I'm only confident if we get along. Especially, coworkers at my job. I'm not confident until we get along. And if we see each other every once in a while, like every week, every month, whatever, or every day. That's how it works for me. How do you think I start off going in restaurants? I know that going to restaurants and eating there from the restaurant is bad. But still, though, at least it helps me socialize from the ground up. And I told you I'm friends with the elder lady who works at In-N-Out, and I go see her every Sunday. And I've known her for the past 2 years. I don't go to her house. I just go see her at the place, at the restaurant I go to. And I have other restaurants and spots where I go hang out and start talking to people that work there. Even some people remember what I order all the time because I be ordering the same crap. But still, though, I try to cook every few times a week so I don't eat out as much and save money, and to eat a little bit healthier because I'm trying to work on changing my eating habits. That's just me. It's not that simple, but it's a start. It's somewhere. And I missed cooking too. I be cooking my own breakfast rice bowls every time. So if I work like at 3 or 2:30 or even 4, I would just cook at home. And then I take it to go to eat at a restaurant. Or I could just eat it at home too. I even done it where I got some drinks from the restaurant and some food on the side, like a fries or something to snack on. And then I just take it to the park and go eat there. That's just me. I don't want to be some guy where I just have my lunch from home eating at a restaurant and I don't order anything. That's just me. And sometimes I go to the movies by myself. There was even one worker that I know that sees me every once in a while from the movie theaters. And she's a cute girl. I haven't shoot my shot yet. And it's in Long Beach. And we used to go there for 10 years, but me and my best friend go to a different movie theater now where it's by his house. And me and my best friend our friendship has been for the past 12 years, almost 13 years. We've come a long way from that. And our daily routine, our weekly routine is going to the movies every Friday, because that's just us. On Saturday, I went to Disneyland with him, with his boyfriend, and then one friend from college, his name is Brian, was in town for like a few days. He moved to Las Vegas 2 years ago. So we hang out at Disneyland. I drove him to Disneyland, drove him back. No, I didn't drive Brian to Las Vegas. He had a ticket here and goes to a ticket back, so he already moved back. So I only dropped him off to the place where he was staying at. That's all I did. Yeah. Yeah, that's what recently happened, and I still be working my butt off, my 2 jobs. I just got out of my second job today. I already got paid from 2 of my jobs. But yeah, socializing takes time. It's not easy. And there are still people with disabilities who are in their 40s, their 30s, their 50s, or even more, and they have a hard time socializing with others, because that's just, them. Their disorders, disabilities, autism, ADHD, or something on the spectrum. I'm sure y'all get the picture. Schizophrenia and all that stuff. I don't know what y'all have, but everybody has a disability. At least that's what I believe. I doubt everyone is normal. I doubt that. What I don't get is how America wants people to be normal, but everything isn't. There's still homeless people around here, no matter where we are. People with mental illnesses, they think that, America thinks that we can cure it. America thinks they can cure it. But you can't cure something that's forever part of ourselves. You can't. You could try changing it. You could change other aspects of it, but you can't get rid of it. And there are people who are lonely as hell, who try their best to socialize and make new friends, but it hasn't worked out for them, and nobody really reaches out or even goes out their way to reach out, or even return their calls, return their texts, especially in dating. When you've done so much, but it hasn't proved anything or give you any results, then that means you feel screwed, and it's like there's nothing really you could do. Like you're really stuck in that void. You're stuck in that place that you try getting out of. And it might be a part of you where loneliness is just part of you. And it will kill you. The thing that I don't understand is how people want you to be proud to be single. It is not possible. They say that we should be proud being single, but they say we're social human beings. I still don't get it. Look, I'm not proud being single. I'm used to it. The only thing I'm glad about is not getting disease. You know, STDs, HIVs. You know, getting sick from having sex. I never had it because I'm a virgin. I used to have one offer from my job where a female coworker wanted to have sex with me after she, guilt tripped me, used me as physical labor, and she has a few kids from her baby daddy that is in jail. I declined that. I've taken relationship classes in college. I've taken a social skills class again in college. Yeah, it's not simple. Socializing and interacting takes time. I talked to a female coworker I used to have feelings for, who's short, but she has a kid, a daughter, and a baby daddy. I still talk to her because we're cool. So I'm just really stuck in with acquaintances talking to girls. That's about it. And that's as far as I can get. Screw it. And I once looked at a YouTube video where there's no socialism in America. Part of me believes that is true. Because our social life is just defined on success, money, showing off, flexing, and improving ourselves to do better. That's what most people care about. They don't really care about you expressing yourself like that. They don't care. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear you failing. They don't want to they don't want to see you fail. Well, almost everybody does, but they want to see you succeed. And when you can't do that, they just turn their back on you. They look at you with disappointment. And some of us just have to socially mask. We have to put on a social mask just to avoid having a mental breakdown out of the blue. I mean, that's what I do. I put on a social mask. You think that I could just socialize and be confident just like that? No. No, I have to put on the mask. Just so I don't creep somebody out. And I take my drawings out in public in restaurants and events just to keep myself occupied. you know, socially occupied, you know, whatever. And I would get compliments about my art from people. And I like that. And sometimes being your truest self means putting on a social mask. Sometimes being yourself means being somebody else. Sometimes being yourself means you have to stutter. That means stuttering. Like stuttering is being part of yourself. Tripping out is being part of yourself. Life is like a movie. We're just following the script of survival. I mean, and it's not the first time I've heard, be yourself, just not like that. I heard that so many times, and that's what this world is, in America, is how it's running today. Be yourself, but not like that. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm going to be myself however the fuck I want to. Sorry, I'm cussing right now. I should have warned you the first time when I started the video. But that's just my mood today. Just how to express that out. I know it's kind of a long video. Well, it is, like always. But that's why I wanted to bring it up. Anyway, this is Thompson. I'm going to be biking a little bit after I chill and just call it a night. Also, art vlog is going to come soon. Just give me a week or a few days. I'll post it up when it's done. So yeah, don't worry about that. I'll bring that up. So I got a few videos coming out. At least 2. That's coming soon. So yeah, it's going to take a while. So I'll keep you posted. All right. This is Thompson. Peace out.